from random blogs and what have you, and self-acclaimed therapist amongst other things. We'll hear from women, hear what they have to say. And so today I'll be spending time with the ladies on what she said in commemoration of International Women's Day. Hello ladies, how you doing? You should talk now. You are in-house, so is it because
we didn't know where to start from?
Because
senior girl, sorry.
Because I call you people late. I say five guests. You people are in-house. All of us, we know, have seen ourselves naked. Please let us know.
No, I don't know about that one.
I'm joking. I don't mean naked as in bare body. I mean we know each other in total is what I mean. The flower girl is here, glammed up to the god. See, you have to teach me how you use this your makeup. Because the brows I used to draw, the arc is like Noah's ark. The arc did not used to arc. If I should do it by myself. How are you doing
I'm
today?
Very well, thank you. Thank you so much for having me.
It's
today.
a pleasure. Tiny Toon, how are you doing today?
Very well.
Today
Good
you're
morning.
not looking for money for us. You're actually here.
No, I'm doing both. Two in one.
you're
Yeah,
looking for
I've done my part this morning. I just
Oh.
want to take a little break to be here, and then after
Oh,
now,
shit.
I'll go back to
One. You know what's up. How you doing, Lady Mo? How you doing today?
Very well. I'm doing okay.
You have spoken about Nigeria and all the many problems of there. I mean, I listened to the feedback session and I feel sorry for you. I mean, I feel pity. I'm so sorry that you had to go through that, but it's part of the job. How you doing today?
I'm doing good. I'm okay. I'm excited because tomorrow is Women's Day.
Yes, I'm very excited. I have a conference tomorrow, so it's going to be a very, very busy day for me. And Daisy, how you doing today? This Cooper.
I'm very well.
This Cooper.
I agree. I'm very excited to be here because looking at the conversations we're going to have today. Please let's not drag men, Sha.
No.
We'll drag them.
No, if you don't,
We'll
drag
drag
the
the bad
weekend.
one. We'll drag the ones that are not.
We'll drag them a little.
The bad eggs.
We'll drag the bad one. But once again, good morning. The house is full. The conversation promises to be exciting. I think we should get straight into it so we can really maximize the time that we have with us. Let's have this conversation. Womanhood in itself, right? What does it even mean? Because sometimes you hear people say that, oh, I don't wear pink. Am I a woman? Or did you see lipstick? Am I a woman? As if womanhood just has to do with color and makeup and having long hair and having soft skin. But let's have a conversation, right? A womanhood as a concept. When you hear womanhood as a woman yourself, what is the idea that is in your head? And what is the misconception people have that just piss you off? That why do you think that the minute the mention of womanhood, the first thing you think about is red lipstick? The flower girl. Let's start with you.
For me,
I'm sorry, Flagger. Eric, let me be. Go away from me. Are you a woman? Please go ahead.
all right. For me, a woman is home. A woman is just surface. Then you really don't know much about it. For me, as a woman, I believe in structure. I believe every and what she's able to not do. And part of what a woman should not do is to compete with a man. Yes, so to me, that is womanhood. For structure, for life, your existence is based on a woman. The reason why you are here breathing today is because a woman was in place for you.
Right, Tiny Toe, talk to us.
Okay, so I'm going to look at it from the biological aspect of womanhood. That is bearing children,
Hey, Dr. T.
pregnancy, childbirth, and then menstruation. So if you can't do that, you're not a woman. So yeah,
That's a very tricky perspective to have because there's some women that are unable to do so. So it's a little bit tricky, really. That's why the definition of womanhood has always been very contentious. Because if you say that, womanhood is based on your ability to have children,
No.
what about women who are
Unable.
no, but in most cases,
Yes,
at
no,
least
I
you be able to
understand
do
you.
all.
I don't
As a
hear your
collective,
point.
it's not
Yeah.
every
Yes,
woman
yes.
that can
Do
do
it.
it
Yeah,
because
that's-
of some medical conditions,
Right.
and things could happen. It could be from the food, it could be from the water, it could be from life
Life
generally.
happens.
Right.
Exactly.
Right.
So
Right.
I would not quantify a woman from her ability to have children.
That was why I said biologically.
No, we do get your point. Like
No.
we're expanding the conversation a little bit because most people. That's why the definition of womanhood has always been one of the most contentious things. Because some would say, if you cannot have children, you're not a woman. But there are a large group of women who are unable. So does
bear
that
children.
exempt
Still women.
Exactly. Does that exempt them? That's what we mean. 100% agree with you. Lady Mo, what is womanhood to you?
Well, to me, of course, a condition, a state of being a woman, and I would not say the body or physical
Right.
features, because if I say that, of course, we have transgender. We have
Right, focusing on, give us the spotlight for once.
We want the male and
so,
the hair.
definitely, so if I
The
say
female.
because of the physical feature, we have people that have that woman-like feature. But really, I would just say a special being. I would take it to the creation, how special we are. When God created man, so for those that believe in that analogy, he looked and there was like something is missing, something special is missing, which is a woman. So it takes it tells a story, and it tells that message that no, a woman is special, and it's a woman fills a lot of gap. And like we always say, that give a woman a thing, it will multiplies it multiplies it. And there's one misconception about women, that whenever we talk about a woman, the first thing that comes to mind, or one of the major things that comes to mind, is weakness. It's a misconception. Trust me, a woman was not created to be weak. As a matter of fact, pardon me please, I was listening to a video of a man. A man was trying to say that even the expectations of men from women are even more than that of a woman. Expectation of a woman of a man. That, for example, a typical woman will, tall, dark, and handsome, 6 packs, 6 packs, has money, has car, has house, and you can count number of persons that will fall into that category. You understand? It's just as easy as, you see a man that of course everybody wants to be independent, definitely man, but a woman, expectations from men of a woman is someone that is able to cook, you're able to give birth, you're able to do the in the other room, you are independent, you are submissive, you are this, you are that, and it takes it's a question that the expectations serve. It's quite enormous, but really, let me just stop there.
Yes,
We'll
please.
continue.
Daisy, very, very briefly, if you can.
Okay, so for me, when I hear the word woman or the name woman, what comes to my mind is something like soft, yet very strong. Because as a woman, yes, you are soft, like me.
I'm not soft.
I'm a very soft. Me, I'm a very, very soft girl. So you're strong, but you still have to deal with so much. Like there's pain, there's the fact that you have to work twice as hard as a man to be recognized, and to avoid people having that notion of, if she's giving because she's a woman, or because she's a woman she's not worth it. If there's something I do not believe in, is gender equality, because you are man and woman. But when we're talking about being fair, equity, giving it to me not just because I'm a woman, but because I deserve it. Exactly. Right. Because I've worked hard enough to gain or to earn this that is being given to me. And the major misconception, of course, is they just believe as a woman, na man giver. Do you get? Like let's take for example this whole I'm sure we know the Sophia situation, Burna Boy issue and all of that. So people were saying, since Burna didn't buy the Lamborghini, another man did. Why would you think she probably had a job? She got the money from somewhere else. We always feel, as a woman, if you have money,
is dangerous.
if you have money, it's
very dangerous.
I mean, we appreciate the one that the men give us.
That's why I say that it's dangerous.
Thank you, sir, but
it's a Pandora's box.
It's not always that way.
All right. Yeah. Well, thank you, sir. So right now we're going to speed up the pace of the conversation. We're going to move to the conversation of growing up as a girl child in Nigeria, and also some of the harmful practices that we've seen being perpetrated on girls. I'm talking cultural, I'm talking societal. You already started talking about some of the societal experiences of the girl child. Now, growing up, I remember having arguments with my mom. We come back from school, my brother and I, we used to take lunch to school, of course. He just drops his lunchbox outside the door, flings his shoes, and then I organize mine because I'm naturally a very organized person. Please don't move things when I put it in a particular place. And then I leave it there. My mom comes back from work and she's like, "Oh, why are his shoes outside? Why is his cooler unwashed? That mine is washed. Mine is right there, is washed. Well, why are you grilling me about the state of my teenage brothers? Why is this a conversation?" I said, well, you are the woman now. You can't just sit down looking at everywhere organized. Somebody's going to take care of him. Absolutely not. And it was a bad argument, but of course she's my mom. There's only a limit to the argument. She yelled at me and I went to do it, but it made me very uncomfortable. And that's just one example, that always sticks to me. From a very young age, women are expected to pick up the slack. Why can't you tell him to go? He used it. Tell him to put it in the same place. Don't create a notion in the mind of a boy child that there would always be a woman to take care of you, your mother, your sister, and ultimately your girlfriend, ultimately your wife at the end of the day. So talk to us, growing up as a girl child in Nigeria, what is that experience like? What have we been conditioned, to believe, and what are some of the practices you've seen being perpetrated on girls that, and for me, it would forever be female genital mutilation and that breast ironing. It would forever break my heart, slicing off the clitoris to minimize sensation so that they don't become prostitutes. And the concept of breast ironing, where they use hot stone to press it, is just to remove the eyes of predators from the girls, especially if as a 12-year-old your boobs are already getting bigger. They have to do that and bandage the breast so that men don't start paying attention to you. So that's my answer. Let's start with Flower Girl again.
Well, I really don't know what to say about that, because when I was growing up, I didn't have that bias to say. I wasn't no treatment to anyone. I was treated like one of the boys. If you have to do something, you do it, not because you're a boy or you're a girl. Everybody had their own jobs to do. So I cannot tell you experientially that, this is what I have seen, but from general public knowledge, right, I think the fact that we are twisting the Western culture and the African culture together. The African culture is to literally worship the man. The man does everything. He provides for the family, and whilst he's providing, the woman is the one to take care of the rest of the house, right? So when he comes back from provision, he will be tired. He will be exhausted, and all he needs is someone to just help him to take care of him at that point. But the only problem with the dynamic that you spoke of is that the mother should also put a heavy responsibility on the male child as well, so that there's an equal balance, as opposed to the girl child just doing everything in the home.
I went to school too.
Do you understand?
I went to school too.
So instead of just having that imbalance where the male child is led to do whatever it is that he wants to do, he also should be saddled with responsibility, because as a man, you must provide for your family. This is where
let's leave your brother out.
No, I'm joking. I love it. He's listening, actually. I love him. I'm just joking. Go ahead, Tag.
So he should be saddled to understand that, look, the woman, yes, she will take care of you. She will take care of the house. She will sort out whatever it is that has to do with the home. In the African tradition now, it's there. But you must also provide. You cannot just go somewhere and then come back and do absolutely nothing. So this is where the balance will be equal. Now, for the Western culture, in the abroad, as they normally say, everybody is a human being. There's no male and female first when it comes to allocation of responsibilities. Everyone is human. So because you are human, you work. And because you work, you provide. So plus man plus woman, everybody is providing, and everybody is having their equal tasks. So in Nigeria, well, in Africa, I believe that there is now this twist and turn of pick and choose what Western tradition or standard to work with, thank you, which is now causing the confusion everywhere. So you have the idea that, the woman as a tradition, the woman should take care of the house, should take care of the boy, and then in the Western world,
should also work and
you
bring
understand?
money home.
Exactly.
Nigeria, that so as a girl you have to do every responsibility, and aside from that, taking care of the house, doing chores. In fact, in some part of the Western world, especially in Africa, they make marriage a priority than education. You see a lady of 25 years, they tell you, okay, so after your BSc, you can't go for your masters. If you go for your masters and your husband also has masters, you're going to be earning more than him or something. They believe that, okay, as a girl child, you should be, should I use the word limited?
Yeah,
for your husband, yes, your husband has to be higher than you. You cannot have the same qualification as your husband.
Or even
I don't know where that thing came from, because there was actually on my show Agbobiri, it's a marital show, and then we had something like that, and then the lady told me that the match made her with a guy. She is a PhD holder, and the guy is a BSc. So this guy is a traditional guy. They were having this issue of, okay, you cannot use washing machine, you have to use your hand to wash. You cannot use dishwasher. You are okay, you can't so
you can't have a maid.
Yes, you can't have a maid, and all those things were causing. And if you ask me, yeah, I have a marriage counselor on the show, and we had to have a conversation around it. And I told the guy that, please, can you help me tell this lady that maybe she should leave this guy alone, because she was over 35 years, and I can understand the desperation from her, and then as well the pressure from her parent. But if you marry this guy, it's better to marry late and marry well than to marry late and still marry badly. Because there are some guys that they are traditional. They believe that, okay, so even if my wife comes from work late at night, she has to cook. Why?
Traditional men don't ask women to go to work, first of all.
No. Let's say because of Nigeria
that's
economy.
what I'm saying. He's a fake traditional man. You're a fake traditional man.
No, let's say for instance, maybe she has a shop and then she comes back. You expect her to still come and cook. Where did that timetable? Where did it come from? You can go to the kitchen and make a meal and tell your wife, oh baby, you're back. Okay, take a shower and come and eat. It's not a big deal. In most cases, in Nigeria, no,
you see,
not for me. If you ask me, it's not a big deal.
You know, when I said that we're intertwining the Western culture and the traditional African culture. Thank you. This is what is causing you to ask this question, because in the Western culture, it is a woman will work just as a man would work, and then in the African culture, the woman stays home and she takes care of the house.
In Nigeria, at this moment,
No.
I'm just typically what I understand, but I'm just talking about the Nigeria we live in now.
So I just want you to understand where that thought is coming from, where that expectation is coming from.
The mentality.
Thank you. It's because there's a twist. There is a lock of two traditions, two cultures that is now causing you to get agitated and think that I am coming home from work, I've done all the stress and everything, and then you're expecting me to still
That's
cook.
one of the trauma I used to have when I was very much younger. Like,
you don't know what's going on.
Don't do that.
Lady Mo, and let's hear from you briefly so we can move. Yes.
I mean, they've spoken almost what we want to talk about, but I will just talk or relate it with my childhood. Basically, I think most of the thing is just, teaching the girl child that a man is superior to you, in everything, either in whatever it is, just like you mentioned, like a man is superior to you. I could remember growing up, actually, my mom, they even religiously, trained us in the sense that, they will train you, they will tell us, don't allow a man to touch you. Like touch you, like this, literally. If a man should touch you,
you get pregnant.
Things like stuff like that. And we didn't get exposed to literally the reality. You understand? Reality of being a woman, how you approach people, how you even approach the other gender, how you relate with other people. It really was a challenging one. But of course, growing up and being exposed to a lot of teachings, a lot of education, and culture, as she mentioned, so to say. So I think just the training of nobody is, yes, we are not talking about equality, that you are equal to a man. No, you are unique in yourself. You are a woman. You should relate, or whatever you do should be like a woman that you are, not a competition against men. Because nowadays
what a man can
do, a woman can do better.
I don't like that statement.
I can't. No, don't worry. Please do it.
I have no interest in that.
Do it. Please do.
Well, we're going to get back to the conversation. If you're just tuning in, I have a full house here. I have Flower Girl, I have Tiny Toon Lady Mo, Daisy is here, I'm Sage Babalola, and we're having a special edition in commemoration of International Women's Day. The title of the program, What She Said, and we've been saying quite a lot on the group chat. They're already accusing, if you like, so far everything we've said. 091360000410. As a woman, call us, talk to us. As a man, what have your experiences with women been? Let's have a full conversation. I'll start with Daisy now so that we can move faster. Let's talk about the over-sexualization of women in society, the expectations of what your body's supposed to look like. Let me tell you something. I hated growing up. I did not have a great experience. This is everything I have to offer the world. So I need you to think back. Just imagine in your head what I look like as a 14-year-old, as a 13-year-old. I had nothing. I had nothing.
You had nothing.
And boys would make fun of me like, oh, you think we are going to ask you out? You are one of us. It wasn't fun. But then the only thing is that I became closer to the boys. They saw me as their friends and they would ask me to go, and I mean, I like you too. and then you send me to go and tell my friend that you like her. But then that's just for you to understand that I know this experience being body shamed. You know, as a woman, you're expected that the beauty standard in Africa is, you know, thick thighs, you know, your bosoms are huge. You have I'm not slimmer women are not considered the beauty standard, and so there's an over sexualization of women who fits this beauty standard. You come into the office, you're wearing a baggy jean, or you go to school, you're wearing a baggy jean, a leather jacket, and somebody will still make comments about your body. Look at her bum, look at her this one, look at her that one, and then you be like, I'm more than the size of my hips, please. I'm a brilliant woman.
Like, so much
think about my brain, please. But then
this.
nobody cares. So let's talk about the over sexualization of women and how this has sort of forced women to want to alter themselves to fit that particular standard. Daisy, we'll start with you.
Okay, so this particular topic, I don't know what side to come from first, but I think most women, if not all, have had an experience with men trying to sexualize them. No matter how decent you dress, no matter how covered up you are, they always find a way of being sexual about everything. So I'm also like as small as Sage
That's
is.
not true.
So
That's a lie.
I'm also small like
Go ahead.
Sage, but like for myself, I sometimes be like, what is it? What are you seeing? What are you looking for?
I know.
I'm just little. There's nothing here for you to see, but they're always after something. And body shaming, you see a man with a very round belly asking you why is your tummy like this? Don't you go to the gym? Don't you work out? Don't you know that with your body size you're not supposed to wear this, you're not supposed to wear that? But nobody's saying anything about the man's body. Just because he's a man, we give him a pass. But because I'm a woman, I should be very conscious of what I eat, what I drink, what I wear, places I go to, and all of that. Can't I just be me without you judging or without you passing comments? Okay, they call us skinny. Says the men in this office have dragged us more than once. You know.
Please don't drag my brother down. Please, I want Okwe to give me 2K this afternoon.
They dragged us more than once. But if I get a BBL today, the same men will drag me.
Right.
If I go for just any form of surgery, facelift, anything at all, I'll still be dragged. So what are we doing? Do we like women the way they are? I've said before I wanted to marry a Yoruba man, and someone said to me, a Yoruba man will not marry you, you're too skinny.
That's not true.
That's not true. They said Yoruba man
They'll feed you well. They'll feed you well.
Yeah, they are the educated ones.
So that if you tie, if you wear buba, it will balance well on your body. So
that,
but I'm small. This is all of me. Just take me like this, or just leave me.
If
alone.
you would like to fund your man's BBL,
please don't fund me. I beg.
Lady Mo, please.
Okay, so basically what I would say to this is just the fact that we are used to when somebody says something or when somebody share his or her opinion, we jump at it. And then what I've noticed over the years is whenever we see or we jump on things, either mentality or whatever it is, exposure or whatever it is, we overuse and we talk about it. Because we have not accepted the specialty in woman, and I mean being a woman. That's why we have several notions and several qualities. You have to be this, you have to be that. Somebody will just come up and say, it's just like Yoruba. How do you put it? The Yoruba that will say, don't sit on mortar, or what's it called? Because of wanting. No, they not really. There's no particular reason for that. Maybe just for protection and security's sake. And then we now take it up, and then we'll set that as the standard. So to say. So I see it as we, even women, both men and women, we are not seeing and accepting women as they are. You know, when somebody just come up that you have to be this shape. Everybody, no, you have to be that shape, my dear. Somebody was sharing, okay, we're talking about, shape and body shaming. A lady was sharing story about when she got married. Of course, the husband or the then boyfriend, liked her shape and all of that. And when they got married, of course, due to childbirth, you definitely, got affected with your, weight and all of that. And then the man said, she's already gaining weight, she's this one, she should do this one, and then he abandoned the wife and the children. So she had to come on social media to start crying out, and that of course you should be able to accept whatever it is. As a matter of fact, we should know that, or you should understand the fact that change is the only constant thing. And when it comes to women's body, Trust me.
It will change.
Like
Hormones,
Sage now.
childbirth.
Sage, we never can tell. Tomorrow.
I'm waiting for that tomorrow.
No.
I need that tomorrow. I need that tomorrow to come.
I agree with you. I agree with you totally.
That's Sɣᴜ figure 8. I need it.
No. You have the physical. I can say. It's there.
I hope people can hear. All of you that threw me away my times of need. Tiny too.
Okay, so I'm going to bring it from the aspect that when I was growing up, I had male friends, and it was good for me because there are some times that when we have conversations, I will have conversations, and then at some point I was a tomboy, and I used to dress like a guy. Before I saw myself like this, I had this big stature, and then because of some I was a little bit chubby. When I was and then lately I had some health issues, so I had to start working on my working on my weight. And then one person saw me, a woman, and then she was like, did you fall sick? And I was like, no, nothing happened. And she was like, why did you reduce? I said, I'm keeping fit. But if you look at me, my BMI is okay, my BP is okay, my weight is okay with my size. So why are you asking me to be big? Okay, this is
marry you if not bombo.
You get but this is me. And then the skin color, for instance, people see you and tell you that you're too dark, you're too chocolate, you're supposed to be white, you're supposed to be fair. For crying out loud, I dislike dark knuckles. I don't know if anybody has noticed. I don't use anything that does not work for my skin. It takes me years to see someone using this thing, and then I just want to take it. No, I would have to study myself first. Am I sure this color is going to this thing is going to work for me or not? So people should stop dragging ladies. If I decide to be fat, please accept it. If I decide to be lesser weight, take it as I am. It is my decision.
It is my body.
It is my body. My skin color is my skin color. You don't expect everybody to have boobs. You don't expect everybody to have figure 8.
No,
Shots fired. So please, people should start accepting the fact that some people are like this. Our mothers back in those days, they like their skin color. And you know the funny part, our mothers those days, they used to have these very big boobs, the buttock, and I used to wonder that this
where did they get
like where did they but now maybe not the food with the chop. They don't carry everything come out for that year.
I deliberately let it be flag girl because flag girl is the African, she fits the African woman. I am so jealous. Give me small, please.
No, you take some what's it called?
But I think that is even good because you can talk to us about your experience and how men interface with you by virtue of the fact that you're a very beautiful woman and you fit this beauty standard. What is that interaction like usually?
There's one thing that I have observed. A lot of people are surprised by my intellect.
Right.
Yes, because beautiful women are seen to be
that's
less
all
intelligent.
blonde.
Exactly.
That's
so
true.
Eric,
they're always
let me be. Please.
So they're always taken aback when you start speaking. They're like, okay, no, they did not expect you to speak like this. You were just supposed to look dumb or to look
just
beautiful
look and
then just shut up and be dumb. So I always look at things from the bottom up, right? The reason why we're in such a quagmire is because of social media.
Right.
Yes.
That's true.
Social media.
On Instagram,
is the one
TikTok.
Social media, and not just social media, media generally, is what has actually sexualized women, right? Because if you think back in the, I don't know how far you can go back when we were in the jungle, right? You will have people that literally get attracted to women only when they are ovulating. That is how nature has already planned it out. The only reason why a man would see a woman and want to have sex with her is because she's ovulating. Now, we, on the other hand, we have now been told and conditioned. You did talk about conditioning earlier. We've all been conditioned to think that, okay, it's okay to see a woman and think about sex. And if she does not meet up to the standard that you find appealing when it comes to sex that has been thrown at your face or suggested to you to like, are you with me?
Right. Yeah.
So this is what is causing this.
Preach. Preach.
This is what is causing this sexualization of women. Women are just like men, but with bosoms and bottoms, right? And a smaller waist.
Wow.
The smaller waist. Deep sigh.
But you see what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, the reason why people react to certain standards, it's only because of the media, what the media is pushing. Media is sexualizing women. And this is what you are facing as individuals. So if you do not meet up to the standard that the media has put up to say this is perfection, I personally don't believe in perfection of anyone. Everybody is perfect just the way you are. Now, the reason you see a person go and do BBL is because they think they're doing it for themselves. They think, oh, I'm doing it because I like it. It's for my body. Stop lying to yourself, my love. You are doing it because of what you have been conditioned to think, that if you do not have a bigger backside,
people will not look at you.
You are not relevant.
You.
Thank you. And the relevance does not even come from your body. It comes from what you have to offer. It comes from the value as a woman. Your value does not stand with your physical. It stands from your insides. So if you see anybody who is feeling as if there's something wrong with them because they have not met up to the standard, I beg of you, if you are a woman listening to me, you are being tricked by media to think there's something wrong with you. You are perfectly made.
You're losing your confidence.
As in you were intentionally designed the way that you have been designed. Any other person that gives you a standard and says this is what you should be, that person has a problem. It's not you. You are as in the only reason why I would say that you're doing BBL is because you're literally telling to God that, look, dude, you are crazy. You are crazy. You don't know what you're doing. You have problems, and we need to check on your angels. And that is not physically possible.
I have beef with the angel that was in charge. I have serious beef because I mean, come on, you could have done better. I'm joking. No, but then let's thank you very much, Flower Girl. It's still what she said on Milan 98.3 FM special edition. All the girls in the studio. We are talking about womanhood, what it means in commemoration of International Women's Day, and it's all women here. So you're hearing from the horse's mouth. Now I want us to talk about womanhood and the corporate world, the corporate environment. I'm talking financial literacy, women in position of leadership, amongst other things. And I want to play you something from Chimamanda, right? She had a little conversation or a speech one time, and she spoke about behavior and how is that people don't have a problem with behavior, but they have a problem with the person exhibiting said behavior. Let's take a listen to this, and then we can move from there.
Don't wear a miniskirt. Don't be out too late or you'll be raped by a man. Learn to cook and clean so you can keep a man. Don't be too ambitious so you don't intimidate a man. Don't always say what you really think. Learn to pretend, shrink yourself, minimize your accomplishments and your intelligence so as to protect a man's ego. I genuinely didn't understand this. Why did we teach girls to aspire to marriage, but we didn't teach boys to aspire to marriage? So a man would be called confident, but a woman would be called arrogant. A man would be uncompromising, a woman would be a ball breaker. A man would be assertive, a woman would be aggressive. A man would be strategic, a woman would be manipulative. And a man would be a leader, a woman would be controlling. A man would be authoritative, a woman would be annoying. The behavior is the same. What is different is the body exhibiting that behavior. So I began to see that when people judged a woman for being aggressive or ambitious or annoying, it really wasn't the qualities of ambition or aggression that they were judging. It was actually women that were being judged.
All right, well, there you have it, Chimamanda Adichie. I don't need to introduce her. That's how famous she is, and I will not go on ahead to be introducing somebody that you know. Don't pretend like you don't. Yes, let's not pretend like we don't know who she is. She's one of the women that have been able to carve a niche for herself, and she's doing wonderfully well. So she talks about behavior and people's reception of that behavior. Like she said, if I get upset after bottling up my emotion because I'm supposed to have more tolerance, I'm supposed to be nurturing and accommodating of people's mistakes as a woman, but one time that I lose my cool, I'm a girl in your husband's house. You cannot be more than your husband. Relax. Where are you going to? Do you want to? And so let's talk about that and how that has sort of become something of a stumbling block for women in leadership, where they minimize themselves. That even if I go and have the PhD, BSc, vitamin C, and vitamin D, I'm still going to marry. They've said I will marry, and I cannot be more than my husband. Let's start with Tiny Toon. Women in leadership. How has it been? Even sometimes when you go for a deal, thankfully you're in marketing. When you go for a deal and you meet your male counterpart that are also gone in for the same role, how are you perceived? They say, now woman's first sit down, let's talk to the men. How does that, have you ever experienced that? How does it make you feel?
Well, not really, not physically, because me, wherever I get to
Action, Mama G.
no, I try as much as possible to relate with people first, and I think maybe with whatever I say, they tend to look at me and then they're like, okay, she knows what she's saying, so yeah, let us sit down. So I don't think I've ever had the experience before, but I know of a friend of mine who once had the experience, and then she came home crying, and she was like, Tiny, this happened and this happened. She works as a scientist in a lab, and then she wanted to take blood from a donor, and the guy was like, okay, so she asked the guy to sit down somewhere, and the guy was like, tell me please. And she was like,
they play my fans.
I don't understand what's going on. And she was like, but you wanted to donate the blood. And then the guy was like, I said you should tell me please. And she said no, that she could not, that she just had to close the file. So she was asking me that what she did, that was it good? I said yes. To start with, you are the scientist on duty, and then you wanted to donate blood. People were asking her to, they were asking her to please, like she should continue after the conversation. And the worst part of it was when she checked the guy's card, she realized that she was far older than the guy. For crying out loud, she was like 5 years older than the guy.
I'm sorry, was this a gender thing, right? Or was it just a rude person?
No, I think it's a
was it nicer when a male doctor came? Was he nicer?
No, it was like that to every other person.
Oh, then
he
just has bad character.
He didn't even want anybody else to talk to him at that very point. So she had to close the file, and she was like, is it that you don't know how to talk? Or so I think from what I saw, I realized that it feels like every lady or any lady is not above him, and you know that he's huge from the description. So he believed that, okay, so she's a small girl, so she can't talk to me anyhow. So I think that's one of the issues people have. And then I would like males to calm down. Yes, we know that. Yes, please calm down for ladies. We are also working hard to be who we are. And if you see any lady who is ambitious, who wants to be who she wants to be, encourage her. Don't discourage her. Give her the opportunity. Give her the benefit of doubt. Give us the opportunity to be leaders, not just saying that, okay, like you were talking about Sophie earlier, that it is not all ladies that do that. There are women who make their money
clean without
plenty women.
It's even the whole if you make her a leader now, when she's on her period, she will be cranky and she will set the office on fire. Like, if we make a woman president, she will bomb all the wars going on right now.
But they don't even notice when we are actually on our period or when we are not, because I know women who hold it up regardless of how they feel. No, see,
because I used to say
can I quickly say something real quick? I know we have slightly
is this an ambush?
I want to hold on. So for me, if you are a woman and you are listening to me right now, the fact that you are on your period does not give you the opportunity, neither does it give you the audacity to be disrespectful, to be angry, and to be rude.
Me, I'm rude for free.
So the reason why I say this is because women, we claim that our period is the reason why we is hormonal. It's nonsense. Let me tell you this for a fact. If I cut your arm with a blade or something happens to you some days before, and then Daisy comes to meet you and says, what happened to your arm here? And you go ballistic on her. Daisy's not going to think that, it's because of the pain. Literally, she would think that you're not mentally stable, because I'm not the one that has inflicted this pain on you, and now you are now throwing this tantrum at me and you're taking it out on me. So we need to check your mental health. So ladies, if ever you are cranky or upset and on your period and you are now becoming aggressive, sweetheart, you need therapy.
Me, I'm wicked for
just
free.
go to bed.
I don't need to be on my period.
It's okay to feel the pain. Yes, the pain is there. It's undeniable.
Yes. Right.
Most women feel this pain. It's undeniable, but it is not a visa for you to be mean, to be disrespectful, to be arrogant, to be condescending because you are bleeding. Come on. Come on.
But on something else, I had a situation a while back, and we're going into a building, but they were asking people outside to park their seats and come in. I did not have a seat, so I was standing all through, and I just came to go in, and then the guy was like, "Go back and get a seat before coming in." I was like, but I was not even sitting at all. And but he was like, yes, just pick a seat and come in. And while we were still having the back and forth, two guys came and we were like, oh, guy, excuse, we want pass. We were like, go carry chair now before you pass. We were like, I beg Joe, make I pass. So they just passed. He let them pass. And I was like, wait.
Like, are you invisible?
Make it make sense.
Hello,
what is going on?
Am I a ghost?
Hello, bros. I'm standing here.
Am I a ghost?
And he was like, yes, you still. I said, I'm not picking a seat. I won't do it because
you are
this one pass.
Right. We were going to go very soon, but before we leave, let's do final words. Unfortunately, we're racing against the clock. I wish we had more time to talk about this. No, so Antonio came to ambush us. I don't know why.
I don't know why.
We
We're
said
not
what we
scared.
said. We said what we said.
We're
What
not
was to do
scared.
about that? So final words, ladies. Let's start with Lady Mo. Your final words. Talk to women out there. Just very briefly,
basically,
please.
I think I would just say, in summary, just accept who you are, in whatever skin, whatever color, whatever. But just definitely, that's not a yardstick to be. Because there's this one particular statement that it doesn't settle down with me. It is who I am. You have to take me like that. There's always a place of compromise. There's always a place of, you getting better. Do you understand? Character-wise and all of that. But in all, just accept who you are. Do not be pressured. Please, you do not be pressured by either social media or whatever it is. Get better, read, and please be good, be beautiful. Thank you very much.
Yes, let's Flower Girl.
Sweetheart, you are the most important person in your life. I always say this thing. And please take care of yourself.
Hygiene.
Oh yes, thank you for that. Take care of yourself as a woman. Me, I'm very particular about the woman's hygiene. As a woman, you must always ensure that there is no odor that comes out from your body. Wash, clean, brush. This is, I know it sounds very surface, but I just felt like I just needed to attend to it. Body spray, deodorant, lemon. It's very possible, darling.
No, you can control. Yeah.
So now this is the thing. Every human being has an odor. Every animal has an odor. It is a natural phenomenon, right? But when you are in public, when you are speaking to people, it is how you are addressed in that moment, or how you are
dressed.
Thank you. In that moment that you will be addressed. So if you are trying to command a person, you are trying to be heard, and sweetheart, you are oozing, your hair don't link. If you are talking to people, make sure there's always mint in your mouth. Make sure that you take care of yourself. Use your deodorant, use your body spray, take a bath, wash your hair. Make sure that you look good, so that anybody that wants to talk nonsense to you, my darling, it will be very hard.
Yes, please. And wash your second mommy too.
I wish I could talk about the second mommy.
Final words, please.
Okay, so love yourself.
Yes.
And
Yes,
then whatever
self-love.
decision you make sure it is about you first before any other person.
Daisy, final words.
Okay, my final word should be you are always carry the main character energy wherever you go, because you are the main character. It's a man's world, but we are in it, so we have to act accordingly.
This is a man's word.
I don't have any final words, because if I say my final words, let's
No,
just
you-
spoil.
yeah.
So don't let me say my final words. But again, for those of you that want to contribute for Daisy's BBL, and actually we could even consider this, maybe make this a once a month thing.
Yeah.
It was wonderful. I'm sad that we weren't able to talk about many other issues because of time. But thank you so much, Flower Girl. Thank you, Tiny Toon. Thank you, Lady Mo. Thank you, Daisy, and thank you myself.
Thank you,
for
Sage.
being here. You have a great day. We still have a lot of shows coming up for your listening pleasure. I'll be back at 12 noon, by the way, for global news at noon. Enjoy sports that will be coming up as well. Today's Friday. We also have Igbadun Friday that will be coming up in the evening. Thank you so much for your time. It's Mainland 98.3 FM. Happy International Women's Day. We love you. Have a great time.